as our TV promised, to bring to you an interview granted by the President General of Umuowa Progressive Union on the issue of siting cattle business in Umuowa. We are pleased to present to you the interview. At the end of the interview, your comments and opinions can be forwarded to support@umuowa.net by email or to social.umuowa.net by our blog page.
President, this is our television. We want to know your name and the other details of yours.
Okay, good morning, my dear brother. My name is Chidi Nwuke. And like you know, I'm the President General of Umuowa Progressive Union. I'm a lawyer. I'm just the servant of Umuowa for the time being.
Okay. Can you tell us something about the history of Umuowa Progressive Union?
Okay. Well, Umuowa Progressive Union has really come a long way. From records, it was started in the colonial times. It was pre-independence, pre-Nigerian independence, and it was started by some very patriotic sons of Umuowa, men of integrity, who felt and it was necessary to pull Umuowa sons and daughters together for the development of Umuowa. I remember that the pioneer president of what is today Umuowa Progressive Union from records was late Samuamba Amugom. Then it was known as Onyaga One Association, which comprised of people of Umuowa and the president of Rebiri today, which was then part of Umuowa. It was known as Onyaga One over in Umuowa. So Samuamba led it, and they pioneered a lot of the developmental projects we see in Umuowa. Under them, we had the primary school education to Umuowa. They collaborated with the missionaries for the establishment of the seminary, and the markets. They made Umuowa vibrant and a very good place. And later, we had several other well-meaning sons and daughters of Umuowa who had been in leadership positions. People like late Dr. Salas Wachuku from Omodadu, Fidelis Guerrita, because they also, while they were having the Nyala one year, the new young educated group also formed what we then know as UYC, More Youth Congress, and they partnered with the elder folks in the union and spearheaded, so much development and brought that consciousness into the community that made Umuowa the pride, and the envy of all, our neighboring communities. So Umuowa is like a pioneer in terms of education, and what about the American education, that is Western education. Umuowa is well ahead of others, and now it was somehow easier for Umuowa to attract the establishment of the Catholic Church seminary in Umuowa, which also spurred or showed, the level of commitment and patriotism that is uncommon, even in these days. We had someone single-handedly brought them this huge sum of £200, as we have it on record, as a counterpart funding for the establishment of the seminary. And so the union had come a long way. We've had, after the Letonya Samwamba and the UYC group, we then had late Chief Cosmos Amari Ocho of Umuowa, who was also the President General of Umuowa Progressive Union. And then we also had the current traditional Prime Minister, Chidi H, who also was the President General, and my humble self, who've been on this saddle since 2008.
We know some of the achievements of the Umuowa Progressive Union in the past and in the present.
Okay, at times when people talk about achievements, they are looking for tangible features and structures, as we say. We have that. But the most important achievement, I believe, is in the maintenance of peace in the community. The union has always, been very, very, committed to the maintenance of and sustenance of peace and harmonious existence in the community. That is why Umuowa is known today as a very, very peaceful town. And the peace that we enjoy in Umuowa is not just God-given. It's due to the efforts of men of goodwill, men and women of goodwill, who sacrifice their time and resources to nip any burden issue before it escalates to, dangerous proportions. So I would say maintenance and sustenance of peace have been the major achievement of the union in the first place. But beyond that, you look around the community, you will see we have secondary school. It was built by the union, was paid by the union, it's a union to the secondary school, it's paid by the union. We had the postal agency, we had the primary schools, which through the union partnering with the churches, had the actual primary schools in Umuowa, the central school, Umuowa, the town school, Uja, it's also in Umuowa, and the community school that we have in Oku and Omudadu axis, also in Umuowa. So these are some of the key achievements, and then we still aspire, we still believe that we have not done, we still need to do more, like we're still trying to build the civic center, which is still in under construction for some time now. So the union has strategically helped and encouraging the villages, because the Umuowa is also made up of different federative villages, to also develop so that we have village unions, and under these unions we have several town halls in the several different villages, which is still, I would say, collective, because all the unions form part of the U.P.U is like the mother union. We have the branches, we have the village unions who constitute the federating members of the union. So development, maintenance of roads, maintenance of existing infrastructure, new roads in the villages. The union has always been very instrumental in encouraging that. So I would say that it's not been 100% attainment of all our lofty dreams, but the union has fostered and at least sustained and maintained peace and progress in Umuowa.
Okay, this one is a specific question. In your own administration, may we know the specific things that you have introduced since you were made the President General of Umuowa Progressive Union?
Okay. In our little efforts on the development of Umuowa, we have maintained the tradition that we inherited from our predecessors, which is about maintenance of peace in Umuowa. When we came in 2008, we met a very raging controversy about the unfortunate death, of a chief in Umuowa, Chief F.O. the chief of Oku village. The circumstance of the death was so traumatic that it snowballed into, community crisis between our Oku brothers and Ezedu brothers. So the union worked so hard. We worked so hard that at least, we de-escalated the crisis that would have engulfed the whole town. But beyond that, we started the construction of the civic center, which unfortunately is somehow stalled now, but the foundation has been laid and everything, and this we broke the jinx and started it, and I'm still determined that it will be completed in due course. Then we completed with the partnership we have with our donor agencies from Europe, and I must pay special tribute to our son, Reverend Father Dr. Seyus Namiduru, who attracted and initiated the St. Mary's Children and Community Hospital project. Under our regime, we sustained and maintained the very transparent and open operation of the hospital and the completion and movement to the permanent site. That hospital is the pride of Umuowa. Today, we can say that we can boast that we have in Umuowa a world-class health facility that is accessible to the people, where one can come, no matter where you're coming from, the level of development where you're coming from, if you are home in Umuowa, you can go to that hospital and get standard medical treatment. And we know that health is wealth. So that's really, for us, a key achievement.
Yeah. Is it true that under your administration, Umuowa television is born?
Yeah, I also say yes, and and I paid special tribute to my good brother and friend and his colleagues, Dr. Dennis Ihoko, and our brothers and sisters in the United Kingdom, who have partnered with us and sustained the relationship, and in the effort to ensure that we enjoy the benefit of the technological developments in the world, for us to be on the internet, to have real-time, situation in Umuowa for all our sons and daughters in the diaspora, that this laudable project was established. In fact, we count it and part of our the benefits of what God has used us to do, because we encourage in our only two ways, but we must not take the credit solely. We must give honor to honor is due and appreciate the initiating effort of Dr. Hugo and our other collaborators. But to the glory of God, it's under our tenure and under our watch that this laudable breakthrough was made. We thank God for that.
Okay, now, administration cannot go without some challenges. We may like to know some of the challenges you may have been encountering while discharging your executive function as the President General of Umuowa Progressive Union.
All right. Challenges are part of life, and like you rightly said, any life without a challenge would be a dull life. And the challenges are part of administration, but we are put into positions of responsibility to solve challenges. But the optimist that I believe I am sees challenge as a step, what is a challenge, a stepping stone to higher attainment, rather than as an obstacle. I would say that yes, we've had our own fair share of challenges, which only we say that Umuowa is a very difficult, no matter how harmonious and everything we seem to be, it's challenging to deal with our people, our commitment to issues, the local, politics, the local politics, the political environment is very challenging, which we have to maneuver to achieve any meaningful success. And then, under us, we have the state government that has introduced a novel situation of what they call the community government council, which is novel but challenging to handle because it brings a direct influence of the state government into local governance of communities. And you know, the state government is always a product of a political party with their political followers, but the community is made up of people who belong to different political fields and which they have the right to belong to. So, we are a government now, in its own wisdom, considers it necessary to, affect the local governance of the communities. There's always the challenge of people reading political meanings into, the actions of the union. And our philosophy all this while has been to remain apolitical, that's non-partisan. Individually, we can have our political differences, but when it comes to the affairs of Umuowa, we want to carry everybody along, and so we put our political differences aside. Like me, since 2008 that I came into this office, I have deliberately and consciously stopped my affiliation with any political party, but it's still challenging because once you are saying, and we don't want to oppose any government in power, let the political parties, their role to oppose. Ours is to make sure that we get whatever and give the government, collaborate with the government and cooperate with the government for the benefit of our community. But once you're doing that, you are seen, wrongly though, to be partisan with the government in power. But that's not so. It is very challenging operating in a political environment where the state government has direct or seems to have direct influence on the affairs of the Igbo community. It is very challenging. That is one. And then, obviously, we've had the challenge of raising funds for projects in Umuowa. We operate a union, and thank God, it's been a tradition that to avoid taxing our people. We know the financial capabilities of our people, so we've tried to develop a model whereby our well-to-do sons and daughters will come to the aid of the community instead of direct taxation of the people. Or want to do the borehole, let's tax our people. Want to, that history has shown us that once you start levying the people, once you start creating levies, assuming you say a flat rate of 500,000 naira, before you gather the money together, you find that it wouldn't be meaningful to achieve anything. And the cost of gathering the money had always been also be, make it not cost effective at the end of the day. So raising funds have been the challenge, but God, His mercy, have always shown benevolence to us. And most of the projects, even under the previous administration, most of the projects we've been able to accomplish in Umuowa have always been by voluntary donations from, our benefactors, local and from outside our community. So we can only but plead with our sons and daughters to do more, to show interest in the affairs of Umuowa, because collectively we can always do more. So raising funds have been one of our key challenges, and that is, been a drawback. The perception, by the people. So those of you see it as challenge. For me, I see that it's a sign of vibrant, engagement of the people. Or some people may get discouraged when they see disparaging comments, uninformed comments from quarters that you least expect. But to me, that's not much of a problem because, like we say, local balance, so people can, out of ignorance, maybe genuine ignorance, or even maybe say deliberate mischief, make some allusions that are totally, or allegations that are totally incorrect. But once you are focused on what you want to do, once you are sincere with the people, I believe that it cannot distract you from attending what you want to attend.
day, I went to cover a stadium that they built in Umuowa. I was told that it used to be Olo Township Stadium, but now located at Umuowa. So I went to cover the stadium. Then on our way to interview Iche Uche Mbanaso, on our way, the person that I was with now spotted a place that looks like a ranch. So I decided to cover the ranch as well, as one of the features one can see in Umuowa. But unfortunate incident happened. As I was taking some clips of that ranch, young men came. Even they seized my camera. If not that I started shouting, I'm an Umuowa man from Umuowa, you know, until somebody spotted me and then said to them that I'm really a son of Umuowa. I would have been a victim of mob action. And such a thing, I least expected it to happen in my town, because I'm highly boastful of my town, that the town has never experienced this type of youth restiveness or leadership tussle of any sort, be it chieftaincy or that. But I was surprised to witness what I witnessed yesterday. Later on, my camera was released and I interviewed Iche Uche Mbanaso. He gave his own version and all that, but claiming that there was no issue, or what people might think to be an issue is not an issue to him. And in the wisdom of our TV, in our opinion of trying to maintain peace, because we don't want this type of thing in our community. I know that Umuowa is highly civilized. I would want to know your fashion as far as this issue is concerned.
Okay, thank you. That's really a very great, unfortunate incident, and your experience, I would say, is a symptom of what is going on rightly and currently in the town. It's rather unfortunate that what we thought to be a blessing to Umuowa is turning out to be something else. Honorable Mbanaso is a son of Umuowa that we believed meant well for Umuowa. I won't go into the background of how Umuowa engaged with the governor, today's governor of Imo State, Owele Richards Okorocha, but I'll suffice it to say that we had a very, very close relationship with him. Individually by some members of Umuowa, or sons and daughters of Umuowa, and then corporately, because we engaged him before his first election, and he made commitments to Umuowa. And Umuowa stoutly stood by him and gave him all the support. And after the elections in 2011, he chose, in his wisdom to make our son, Nwuke Mbanaso, the first mayor. He created the office of the mayors of the different the three zones of the Imo State, and made our son, Nwuke Mbanaso, the mayor of Oyo. And we are very happy. We were elected. In fact, we celebrated it. We used our 20 December Umuowa Day celebration 2011 to honor and celebrate both the governor, our son Nwuke Mbanaso, and another son of Umuowa in diaspora, our brothers in Ngokwala, Chief Sorona Ndioko, who was also made a commissioner under Owele. Now, And I will confess that was my early engagement, this was an early engagement with Chamber. So when this happened, I got to know him personally from 2010. And he exhibited so much enthusiasm for Umuowa. And started. We gave him all the support. Now, under his administration, the stadium we talked about, as the mayor for was brought, more made the land available. Under him, this, building materials market was brought, more made the land available. Then, the general hospital was also started in Umuowa. The general hospital that the state government said they're building, all the local governments, we made the land available. But along the line, we also noticed some lapses. Like Honorable Chamberlain saw his campaign promise when we were running for local government before the elections, the governorship election. Came to a meeting and, on the spot promised to re-roof the examination hall, the main hall of the secondary technical school of Umuowa. I'm sure you remember that school, that hall, because I believe you have been a student there. And on that same day, the whole roof, leaking roof, it was not in good shape. They removed the rafters, removed the remaining zinc and everything in 2010, 2011, thereabout. Till today, that has remained, unfinished. U.P.U has failed to remove that school, that hall. And the implication have been very, very, bad for our economy. Apart from the students of the school, who could no longer sit for their JAMB examination in that school. No more white marking center in that school. No more naked examination center in that school. No marking scheme in that school. Even the local economy have been terribly affected. Because when people come from different places to do exam in Umuowa, the local economy, the person selling mama foods, recharge card, or even our Okada riders in Umuowa, they benefit from such. That is what the real effect of having such a center is in Umuowa. But unfortunately today, which have failed to fulfill his promise, apart from removing the roof, because he also cutted away the whatever be the remains, and that has been the sore point in our relationship between Chamber also. Unfortunately for us, the leadership of the town, the youth, we are up in arms, aiding enough against Richard Manasseh, but we stood mostly behind him, publicly defending him, but privately urging him to do the needful. They were being let down. Now, these physical infrastructures I told you about, that he, apart from we believing that these things came to us because of our relationship with the government in power. But it was under him, so he will take some credit for it. We do that to him. But the consequences of having government properties in your location have to also be beneficial to the community. Under him, apart from being the mayor, he later became the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry and eventually Commissioner for Works under the same administration. So he initiated the building of the market. And under him, forms were sold, allocations were made. Umuowa for the shops. Umuowa made representations to him, wrote letters to him, and he assured us that our community, host community rights will be, will never be denied us. It's our greatest shock. When the committee that came to finalize the allocations we have done, with documents prepared by him as a commissioner for Commerce and Industry, not a single shop was allocated to Umuowa as a community or to the individual landowners, because that land where the thing was built, the structures were built, belonged to individuals. So now we have, the benefit of having government structures brought to our community, but the benefits have been denied Umuowa. No compensation of any kind have been paid to the landowners. those host community rights have accrued to Umuowa, I don't expect Umuowa to be happy. So we have some issues with Honorable Chembanaso. Then, on the incident that you said happened to you, late last month, we got information that Uche Manasseh is bringing a cattle market, or what he called his ranch, to Umuowa. And being conscious of what is going on, nationwide about our brothers from the north who tend to these cows, and also aware that Umuowa has very little landmass area. We felt that of all things, we don't need that type of business in Umuowa. We consulted far and wide, and the consensus of opinion is that we don't need this thing in Umuowa. And we reached out to him. Please come and explain to us what is going on. He refused to come. He said he's not coming. Like his private business. And we had to. Only a tree told him, oh, you're going to be cut down. And he stays there because he's rooted there. And as one, we had to react. We sent out petitions to the relevant authorities. Because we had to be protective of our people. No matter how laudable the intentions you have. But they say that the road to the hell is paved with good intentions. No matter how laudable you think your intentions are, the reality has to be taken into consideration. Now, and what is the reality here? We don't have so much land area in Umuowa. And almost our lands, almost all the lands in Umuowa, year in, year out, are cultivated. And the cattle he has brought, which he has brought now, I've been moving around. If you move around, you see them. You see with the hard smell. Moving around in different places more grazing. That is the nature of cattle rearing. And we now see the potential of conflict between farm owners and his business. And we are saying, please, my brother, thank you for your good intentions, but we don't need this type of business today. Because not that we are condemning any reason, the cattle rearers themselves are into their own legitimate business. You give it to them, it's a legitimate business. But unfortunately, where your business conflicts with another person's business is where your right stops. And when you see the potential of such conflict, you have to act quickly, proactively, to stop such incident from happening. Now, our brother, what does he do? He now has taken some of our brothers, our younger brothers, the youth, fed them with stories. Oh, Mo is against him, Mo has done this, Mo has done that. The President General up in arms against him, and unfortunately, some of our young ones believe him. And they are up in arms, like, what happened to you is an example of what has been going on. We've had incidents where when we come for meetings, instead of him coming, like, I will go alone. The Eze will come alone. But he will always come with this band of young men. So, we are appealing to him. And we don't want any fracas in our community. We want to de-escalate the tension, because the tension is very high right now. We want to de-escalate the tension. Let him reason, there's nothing personal about it. We have no personal animosity against Uche Manasseh. We wish him well in all his political endeavors. And we pray he goes ahead. But our people say, and I believe in it, Okikan Hekenolo. You go out there and conquer frontiers, not at your home front. So instead of dissipating energy and time and scarce resources on issues like this, we should all come together. All we are telling him is, oh brother, yes, you can say you did this, you did that, but the benefits have been, non-existent to the community. Because if I build a house with marble and I still live under tight roof, that marble makes no meaning to me. So if Umuowa is housing the stadium, Umuowa is hosting the stadium, the hospital, Umuowa is hosting the skill acquisition center, Umuowa is hosting the market, and yet those single person in Umuowa gets compensation. Our land is of all things that God created, land is the last thing He's not increasing. People are still increasing and multiplying. Water is increasing, but land area is rather shrinking. So land is very, very scarce to a normal person. So for more to donate such a large acreage of land to government without benefit, it speaks, it doesn't speak well for whoever does that to Umuowa. So the buildings and everything you see is half of the story. The other half of the story is of what benefit are these things to Umuowa. And that is where our grouse lies. I think the less we say of this, the better.
Okay. It's good that we have this opportunity to have the two sides of the story. But our advice is that the principal actors in this case, you, Honorable Uche, and then our traditional ruler, Eze Magnus Doribo. In fact, they alleged that the President General, you, and then Eze, involved me as a spy to come and record the situation and all that. In fact, this level of misinterpretation is what a quarrel of this nature can bring about. And we are appealing that you use your position as the President General, because one of the achievements of U.P.U in Umuowa, even you have said it, is to stabilize the tension in our community, to maintain peace at all times. This problem is no problem. It's a thing that I know that can be solved. And I'm happy that the people who are involved in handling this case, they're well exposed. Our traditional ruler is an international businessman. You are a highly respected legal practitioner based in Lagos, and you have traveled far and wide. Uche Mbana saw the same thing, and all these people are our elders in the community. The experience I encountered, I thank God that even the boys, when they realized actually my mission, they apologized. They themselves, they are not comfortable with the whole quarrel and all that. Everybody is begging for peace. The Owa TV crew were using our platform to urge you to apply sense of wisdom, and I believe that God will give you that, to see a way of, because in any community we have stubborn children. It's not when you have a stubborn child, you know that he's stubborn. And approach, sometimes unconventional approach, will be used to manage the stubbornness of that particular child. So in this case, we want to advise that such will be applied. If there is a way, even if it doesn't come or whatever, because our traditional ruler is our father. He should know that we love him as a father. Where he has stubborn children, he has obedient children, but as a father, there is need for him to find a way to manage a stubborn child to a point of understanding, so that peace will continue to reign in Umuowa. Going by the interview we got from Honorable Uche Mbanaso, he himself is is interested in the development of Umuowa. And from all you have said here, the love of Umuowa is really primary in the heart of every Umuowa person. And for that reason, it's our desire to see that this matter is handled once and for all, and let there be peace. Even if a ranch is to be built in Umuowa, I know, let it be a ranch, because rearing of cattle is a challenge the whole of Nigeria. The fear therein is very, very obvious. But if it's a ranch, there must be provision of borehole for water supply. There must be arrangement of feed, because the cattle are not supposed to be allowed to be roaming about, because by so doing, they will end up damaging farm crops of individuals. And when such a thing occurs, there will be conflict, either resulting from exchange of waste, and from exchange of waste, of course, due to a problem in communication as a result of language difference, the fracas everybody is afraid of will definitely become inevitable in a situation like that. And I know that is what you people are fighting and doing everything to avoid. This matter, I believe, a platform should be created to, because maybe the Honorable Chembanaso maybe is not understanding this angle of argument. He might be seeing it as private business. He might be seeing it as, because from the interview he granted us, he told us the measures, what he intends to do with the project to empower the youths. He talked about a scholarship scheme. He talked about each cattle that is sold, certain percentage. Let me quote him: 5,000 will be set aside for youth empowerment. He has ideas, but these things will be harmonized, at least to make it in a way that it won't bring conflict, because farmers and herdsmen conflict is a concern to even federal government, that they are thinking in the direction of creating ranches so as to avoid such conflict. If he wants to do that as a business, our advice is to make it a ranch. A ranch should have an enclosure. The cat will not be seen. The goats will not be seen. If you want to watch them, you can enter through a gate. Everything will be provided inside, both the feed, both water supply. We can give other ideas, modern ways of doing ranches. So if he needs that kind of technology, if he writes us, we can help out, make a design for him and make it actually be a ranch. But if allowed the cattle to be moving up and down, then there is no way we can be convinced that there won't be conflict in Umuowa. And I believe that is where your people's strong point is based on. To come back, we will appeal that this interview and the subsequent ones will help in addressing this situation once and for all.
Thank you.
We will want you to advise the people of Umuowa concerning Owa TV, to encourage them to keep on watching Owa TV.
Thank you for the grasp of the essence of our seeming misunderstanding with our brother Uchembanaso. You summed it up perfectly well. Like somebody said that our brothers from the north are doing the old form of cattle rearing, and that's the nomadic, tradition of moving from point A to point B to feed their cow, and that is what is raising the tension and the conflict. And Honorable Banaso have, from what I gather from reliable sources, said that, he brought the people to teach the youths how to cattle rearers. And our answer, simple answer is this. When you want to teach the people, you take them to school. You don't take the school to the people. If we have taken our brothers to establish cattle rearing communities or the north, if they want to go, because you cannot stop anybody from choosing a career he wants to choose, and somebody goes out there, learns how to do cattle rearing, and comes back, subject always to the point that you don't destroy what is in another person's farm. If there's a way you can manage that, there will be no conflict. But we agree entirely that there is need, for peaceful resolution of this issue. We are not in any way being confrontational from our own side, and so we are appealing to Uche. If he loves these boys, these are youths he professes to love, let him stop using them as an army, in quotes, in this issue. When we go to talk, even if we go to the police to talk, it's between us and him. Let him come and explain. Maybe we may be the ones to understand him, because we are not appropriating a monopoly of knowledge. He may be right, but let us sit down and understand. Then we explain to more people. So we are appealing to him to de-escalate the issue. When we call him for meetings, no matter where, he may be, why not? We called him openly for more, he refused to come. We have to write the petitions. We want to sit down and talk with him. We want peaceful resolution, no arms. The last thing we want is, any injury to come to any son of Umuowa, no matter how stubborn the person is, because we believe in reformation. We believe that every child has the potential to become good, no matter how recalcitrant and stubborn he may seem to be at any point in time. That's our view. That's my firm belief, and it will happen. So I thank you, the crew of the Umuowa TV, for this marvelous job you're doing. And I see this opportunity to, tell our people that there's a new dawn. We have a forum, a platform, where we can, gather reliable information about Umuowa, where we can also even ventilate positively our views about Umuowa, either by posting, to Umuowa TV Direct, TV post, or going to the platform. So I thank you for the marvelous job, and I encourage our people to always, because in these days of wide dispersal of our sons and daughters, it's always hard to now come back in one fell swoop, as we love to do in Umuowa, for communal, festivities. But no matter where we are, we can still have the best of the two worlds, due to technological advancement, like what you're having in Umuowa TV. So I encourage our people not only to view, but also to air their views on this platform. That way, those of us leading, because we don't have monopoly of knowledge, as I have said, we can also have the feedback from our people, and that feedback will help us to form and carry out policies that will be for the betterment of Umuowa. Like today is a Tuesday. I am here in Umuowa, talking with you, just for the betterment of the community. I'm supposed to be doing my business in Lagos, but to make sacrifices, I can't, I won't be there. I'm engaged in my business while my community is boiling. If I make all the money and everything out there, where will I go back to? Because east or west, home and home is still the best. Thank you, and you're very much welcome.
Thank you.
From the two interviews, one thing is clear, that is the love of Umuowa development, viewed from different angles. However, as psychologists would have it, superego is either at display here or lack of initiative to harmonize thoughts towards achievement of Umuowa development. Sons and daughters of Umuowa should wake up to help these leaders come to a point of understanding to address this matter in a peaceful manner. Please, when sending your comments, be civil, respectful, and make their suggestions be helpful to solving this crisis. May God bless you as you do it for the love of Umuowa. Thank you. Remember to send your comments and opinions through email to support@umuowa.net or log on to our blog page social.umuowa.net. As you do so, God will continue to bless you. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.